Saturday. Digging down on the shelf all the parts of myself that are packed away. Love with the joy in my heart as it got by another day. We still say how it goes. All I know is I'm back in the world again. The lift of a curse gotta hold it from person inside my head. No trudging around stony eye through the town like a living dead. Now, this life lifts us up from the dark as a God by another name. Used to say how it goes. All I know is I'm back in the world again. Back in the world again. The only way to be. The only way to be. I'm naked like a tree. The only way to be. I'm naked like a tree. The only way to be. Less than sand on the beach, staring into the reaches of space and time. I'm singing out words with the voice that I hear. It seems barely mine. Love put the song in my heart as a God by another name. Used to say how it goes. All I know is I'm back in the world again. Used to say how it goes. All I know is I'm back in the world again. Back in the world again. It's the only way to be. The only way to be. I'm naked like a tree. The only way to be. I'm naked like a tree. The only way to be. 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 Every day when I open my eyes, yeah. 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 Every day when I open my eyes, now it feels like a Saturday. Digging down from the shelf all the parts of myself that are packed away. It's love with the joy in my heart as a God by another name. Used to say how it goes. All I know is I'm back in the world again. At the lift of a curse, gotta hold it from person inside my head. No trudging around stony eye through the town like a living dead. Now, this love lifts us up from the dark as a God by another name. Used to say how it goes. All I know is I'm back in the world again. Back in the world again. It's the only way to be.
Who we have here? Go to Q&A or post in the comments section for me. Give me your name and where you're from. Edwin, good to see you. We'll get started shortly.
Used to say how it goes. All I know is I'm back in the world again. Used to say how it goes. All I know is I'm back in the world again. Back in the world again. It's the only way. The only way to be. Take it like a dream. The only way to be. Take it like a dream. The only way to be. 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 Every day when I open my eyes, yeah. Every day when I open my eyes, yeah. Every day when I open my eyes, yeah, yeah. Every day when I open my eyes, yeah, yeah. Every day when I open my eyes, now it feels like a Saturday. Taking down from the shelf all the parts of myself that I packed away. It's life with the joy in my heart as a guide by another name. Used to say how it goes, all I know is I'm back in the world.
Okay, we'll get started in just a couple seconds here.
As the lift of a curse got a hold of a person inside my head. No more trudging around, stony eyed through the town like a living dead. Now, it's love lit to suffer from the dark is a God by another name. Used to say how it goes, all I know is I'm back in the world.
Hey, if you're just showing up, you can, depending on which screen you're on, you can post where you're from. I see a couple of folks coming in here. Edwin Abreu, sorry if I have your name wrong. You can post in the comments section, or if you're on Google Hangout directly, you can post there. Let us know your name and where you're from. And we are going to get started here. We'll turn my music off, and we'll get going. Okay, welcome to our live hangout, our training on how to actually create a real business online, like a second income stream, something that actually works, okay? How to actually create a successful online business. The reason why I put this together is because, recently I've had success with this, and actually my full-time job is I'm an internet marketer, and that's my day job. My Batman, what I do at night or on the side is I run a personal blog called groovymarketing.biz, and it's also for me been a coaching business that I use to help other entrepreneurs and business owners build their businesses online and scale them and do really well for themselves. And so because I do that for an Inc. 5000 listed company here in the States, I just thought one day, okay, wait a second. What I'm doing on an everyday basis is very unique. So I decided I would try it for myself. So my name's Josh. I'm the founder of Groovy Marketing, and I love that you're here. I love that you're watching this. I love that you're viewing this. You may be viewing this inside the Google Plus app. You may be on my event page, wherever you are. Feel free to introduce yourself, where you're from, and most importantly, as we go through this training, I'm going to show you a system, and I'm going to show you actually what created the results for me recently. And I want you to be able to apply it. I want you to be able to know what actually works. But I also want to know your questions. So as we go, make sure you, if you think of something before you forget about it, throw it into the questions the questions dialog box, either on the comment section or in the Google Hangout question area, depending on how you're viewing this event. And I'm going to get to those. We'll have a live Q&A near the end of this event. So want to make sure you knew about that, okay? So we're in my basement, which I know isn't very charming, but I wanted to be authentic with my training here, because this is actually, as we sit here, as this video is rolling, it's a new house. And I don't know what you want for your family, and I'm actually going to share my screen here and show you my presentation. I put together a snazzy keynote presentation for you. So I'm just going to share that real quick. Again, as we go here, totally feel free to write down comments or questions that you might have. Okay, so how to actually create a successful online business. And my first question is, hey, what is it that you want? I just want to call timeout real quick, because I don't know where you are, what context you're in, where you're coming from, what your problems are, but I do know that the big question in life is, what do you want? A lot of people don't stop and just think about that enough. And sometimes it's freedom, like just wanting to do your own thing, or be your own boss, or be able to afford private school for your children, or depending on where you are in life, it could be anything. Pay off debt, buy a new car, go on vacation without guilt, go eat out without having guilt, whatever that is. It may be small things. It could be a huge thing, like paying for college tuition or buying a new house, which is exactly where my wife and I found ourselves. See, we had gone back and forth in various cities, and we had changed locations a lot. And we have 3 daughters. And I wanted to show you our daughters today. As a matter of fact, they are, in my opinion, future marketers. And they're beautiful, and I can't wait to raise them and teach them some of the things, hopefully, that I'm going to be able to teach you tonight. That's myself, my wife, and of course, my future marketers there, Sophie, Grace, Camden, and Darby, and I'm thrilled. But I took this family here on a world tour. We traveled around a lot, and it became time for our kids. My wife and I started looking around and saying, man, what do we want? And most of all, do we want to be free? And that's a big question, especially when you have things that matter and meaningful stuff around you. So we just said, hey, we want our kids to be in a particular school district, in a particular zip code, and a particular geography. And we decided to make a commitment to that goal. So we wrote down the dollar amount we needed and the date we needed to have that dollar amount by. And that's my first takeaway for you today, is to clarify your goals. And so what happened was, in about a 45-day period, we were able to secure the funds through an online business that I started, a second stream of income, if you will, to secure our new home. And this is my home. I took a picture of it today. It's not a mansion. It's not a castle, but it's exactly what we wanted. And so I'm really excited about that. And I want you to have exactly what you want too. And so that's why I'm doing this training, because it's very fresh on my mind of what worked for me. And so what actually happened was, in about 40 days, I secured $45,000 that I needed to technically make a down payment, just to position my family financially to secure the house that we wanted in the zip code that we wanted, so that my kids, my 3 daughters, could go to the school that we wanted them to go to. And so I'm super excited about sharing what I had to share with you today, because I feel like you're going to be able to apply it super easily and hopefully get what you want, however freedom can manifest in your life. So there are lots of options. When it comes to online business, and I'm actually going to stop the screen share for a second because it gets kind of boring, I know, maybe to just stare at a keynote, but there are tons of options. When it comes to online business. So my first thing for you is to realize something very, very, very important. You need to understand that you do not need to be a guru, an expert, a college professor, PhD, astronaut, physicist in a particular expertise. You don't need that to create an online business, first of all. It doesn't need to be complicated. It can be super simple. And I'm going to show you exactly what you need to pay attention to. But more than anything, there are lots of options. And I want you to just take a second and open your mind when it comes to the question, well, what can I do when it comes to creating an online business? And you may already have an online business, which is great. But hope this question or this mindset will even help you further refine what you're doing, because you may tweak some things. So let me give you just some fun examples. I was in South Carolina the other day, here in the States, on Kiowa Island, in a mastermind group full of some brilliant marketers. And we get together periodically with people who are better than we are. Because here's the deal: if you get coaching in the next level, that's how you go to the next level. Okay, so if you want to be better, if you want to get unstuck, someone needs to help you. I'm from a place where quite often vehicles are taken out into the mud and for fun. And if you get stuck, you need help from someone else who has a little bit better four-wheel drive, who has a little bit better horsepower to hook onto you and pull your vehicle out of that trench where you're stuck. And so masterminds are great for that. So if you're not a part of a coaching group, or you're not a part of a mastermind, someone that's kind of locking arms with you, I would strongly encourage you, because recently, like I said, I was in South Carolina, and here's just some ideas of what people do online for business. One guy does over $2 million a year in online guitar lessons. And the way he does it basically is he gets people to sign up for a guitar. I can't remember what they're called. They're tuners, basically. capos. It's either a tuner or a capo. I think it's a tuner, but it's like he gives it to them for free, and they pay for shipping $4.95. And he does about $2 million a year in guitar lessons. Another gentleman, over $2 million in the group, $2 million a year. He sells parakeet training. He teaches people how to train their parakeets. And these are super cool guys, normal, down to earth. They're not like weird, eclectic. Not that eclectic's bad, but they're not like, they're just normal like you and me. And so it's really encouraging to know that there's all kinds of things that you can do. The main idea is, or key points behind this, and I'm going to share my screen, my presentation again here, so that you can keep up with some note taking if you have them. And again, if you have questions, please post them in the comments section or in the questions area on Google Hangout or on the event page, depending on where you are. But key points, okay? Key points are, if you can help people save or have more money, that's a good business idea. If you can help people save time, that's a great business idea. If you can help people shorten the learning cycle, that's a great business idea, okay? Now, it doesn't have to be complicated though. Like you can make a business off of, teaching best men in a wedding. If you're a best man in a wedding and you need to give a speech, like there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people every year who are best men who have tons of anxiety because it's once in a lifetime for that couple to get that right and to deal with that anxiety, to help shorten the learning curve, to fast forward them to a place of confidence. Because if you can give someone confidence to do what they need to get done, you can create a business. Let me say that again. You can create a business if you can teach someone how to do, or to have confidence to do what's needed to get done, okay? The confidence issue, the mindset that you can deliver to someone is the most valuable thing you can do as a marketer, online business owner, okay? Again, it doesn't have to be this massive corporation. You don't have to dream out of the clouds. You can literally do something simple when it comes to online business. There are so many different examples. I know someone who has a successful business teaching other tutors how to be better tutors for their local tutoring businesses, or how to run a better tutoring business. I know attorneys who are attorneys that teach other law firms how to run their family law practices in a better way. If you look at examples that are more popular, like Dollar Shave Club, it's technically an online business. They're just shipping razor blades every month. So it can be physical, but it doesn't have to be physical. It can be information. What's here? What do you love? I know another guy who sells surfboards online. He uses the Shopify store format and sells surfboards to hungry, hyper niche folks in California. And he just kills it. He does a great job. And what he did was he identified a pocket of people who have a certain, what we call, and what one of my marketing coaches, his name's Perry Marshall. If you're not familiar with Perry, you need to look him up. He would say that you need to identify the audience's bleeding neck problem. Whatever that bleeding neck problem is, that's where you're going to hit payday when it comes to online business, okay? So again, key points are help people save or have more money, help people save time, and overall shorten the learning cycle, okay? Those are huge key points to keep in mind. I'm going to move along here because I'm starting to get long-winded, which is my way of telling myself this is the meat and potatoes right here of the training, okay? So A business is actually a funnel. So to do a little language learning, again, you may already know what a funnel is, but business is a funnel. There's a top, there's a middle, and there's a bottom, okay? And your job is to get people to the bottom of your funnel as fast as possible when you want to create an online business. And it is as simple as A, B, C from a structural standpoint. Now, it's not easy, okay? What we're going to do when we earn money, nothing's easy, whether we're earning it through manual labor or through an online business. Don't let anyone tell you, oh, this is easy. Oh, you can make $10,000 an hour in your pajamas eating Fruit Loops. That's not real, okay? But you can leverage the internet in ways that you cannot leverage any other work or job or business environment, because it's scalable and you can penetrate niches and verticals of people that have particular tribal desires, needs, and pains, okay? And so your job is to create a funnel. And whether you know it or not, if you already have a funnel or a business, or what you would call a business, you have a funnel. And if you don't have a business, you're about to create a funnel, whether you know it or not, okay? Your funnel may just be broken, or it may be incomplete. But it's as simple as attract traffic, build the list, and convert sales. Let me say that again. It's ABC. Attract traffic, build the list, convert sales. Now, you always need to be focusing around the top of this funnel so that you can get people listening, you can get your audience moving into your sphere of influence, okay? Now, this is the perfect example of this is advertising, lead magnets. A lead magnet is a incentive or a premium that you offer to people in order to gather information from them that you can follow up with, okay? So the big thing is building the list, okay? The number one asset in online marketing and business is email, because it's where the ROI is. This graph, if you can see it, it kind of lays out all of the different kinds of marketing out in the internet and a little bit of offline. And the bottom line is what this graph tells you is that email marketing far and away is the best ROI. As a matter of fact, there's a 4,300% return on investment when it comes to email marketing. It's so strong. It's amazing. And it's still that way. It's been that way for a while, and it's going to maintain that status until they create Star Wars holograms that allows us to just pop up in front of people and start talking to them. But I don't know if that's anywhere close. So you're attracting traffic. This is, I like to think about the movie. I like to think about the movie that Kevin Costner's in called Field of Dreams. You can't. They tell him in the movie, you know, if you build it, they will come, referring to a baseball field in the middle of a cornfield. That's not true in marketing and online business. Just because you put up a website or a blog doesn't mean people will show up magically and buy your stuff or listen to you or trust you. Okay, you've got to attract traffic. You've got to tell people that, hey, I'm here and I have something to share and I have value to display. Now, the next part is, like I referred to, is called build the list. Okay, building a list is massive. It's not just adding email addresses to your list, though. It's also a little bit more. It's engagement. It's trust. It's being authentic and human and adding value to people. Okay, what you want to do is create 80% value towards your audience and 20% sales. Just always think 80% value, 20% sales. Okay, and then finally, you want to convert sales. You got to know how to get someone to pay you for your product or service. And you don't have to have a physical product or service. You don't have to have an information product. You can have a coaching product. You may know something. And that's how I created my $40,000 in 45 days, which through coaching. It was a high ticket coaching program. I took business owners through what I'm taking you through now, and we created funnels together, and they paid me handsomely for that, and they make money now because I was able to walk them through something like this. Okay, so you've got a similar funnel or business model here, and particularly I wanted to highlight this area called building trust. Okay, top of the funnel, then you want to build trust. This is your email autoresponder. This is your blog. This is videos that you send to your audience, your email list. This is everything that you can do. Some call it content marketing as well. Content marketing you can use both at the top of the funnel and when you're building trust in the middle and when you're building the list. You're not just building your list with more email addresses, you're also building trust. So I wanted to make sure that was clear. It's very important. And then converting sales obviously happens later. That's when you make the low risk pitch. You're helping them understand that what you're going to give them because of what you've provided them in the past through building trust. You want them to understand that now the best thing that they can do is actually purchase from you. Let me say that again. The best way you can help your audience is to get them to buy your product, because what happens with entrepreneurs, at least honest, good folks, are going to put their best foot forward in their product and deliver happiness. And the best thing that you can do is to get your audience to a place where they're giving you credit card numbers, they're writing you checks or handing you cash so that you can deliver happiness to them. And what you're really wanting to do is to help them understand that your product is going to deliver the better version of themselves that they actually really want, okay? And so that's a huge deal when it comes to converting sales. You've got to be authentic. Don't get into an arena to begin with that you're over your head. You don't need to try to start a business that's foreign to you. Start something that you know. If you're a knitter, start a knitting business online. If you love fixed gear bicycles, start a fixed gear bicycle company. I say that because that's where Groovy Marketing actually started. It used to be called Groovy Bicycle. And I found this list of companies that drop ship items. And here's an idea for you. There are companies out there that you don't have to hold the inventory. So I like to ride my bike on the road, actually, and I just started looking for things I love on this list of drop shipping companies, and I found a company in San Francisco that would drop ship bicycles, and they were fixed gear. And the interesting thing is I didn't know what a fixed gear bicycle was. I just thought it was a bicycle at the time. And in my part of the country, my part of the U.S., we just don't ride a lot of fixed gear bicycles. Well, in San Francisco they do, in New York they do, in Chicago they do, in Boston, in various metropolitan areas, they're a big deal. And it's also another community that I'm just not part of. But I started a Shopify store anyway. I set up a wholesale account with the bicycle, or dropship account with the bicycle company, and I started a website and I called it Groovy Bicycle. And it failed miserably for two reasons. Number one, I wasn't taking a funnel approach. My blueprint was all wrong. It wasn't what I'm showing you on this presentation. I wasn't attracting traffic. I wasn't building a list, and I wasn't converting sales. Second, the reason why it failed is because I didn't know my customer. I didn't know who they were. I didn't know what they wanted. I didn't know what their bleeding neck problem was. I didn't know what they wanted to hear. I didn't know their language. They were they were just in a different community, a different world from me. And so I didn't know how to talk to them. And if you don't know how to talk to your customer, as a matter of fact, if you don't know who your customer is, you have to create a client avatar, a customer profile. And you have to talk to that person. And you have to get really specific. If it's a man, call him Bob, and know his age range, and know how many kids he probably has, and know what his biggest issue is. And speak to him and deliver happiness and deliver your product in such a way that you can leverage and help the things in his world. Or if your client avatar, your customer profile is a woman, make sure you're speaking that language for whoever it is and that you're a part of that community. It's a big deal. So I'm going to show you the what I literally did when it came to creating the money I needed to buy the house that my wife and I moved our family into. This is a funnel that I created. I call it the high ticket sequence. It's part of my Funnel Madness suite of coaching and products. And this literally shows you the pathway that I took leads through. And what they would do is they would download my lead magnet and they would go to a sales page that technically wasn't necessarily a sales page as much as it was a redirect that took people to a case study form. Okay, so they would go to a sales page where I was kind of just really talking to them more about them than I was talking about me. And then I send them to a page that shows a success story, but they go from it's kind of like a rags to riches. It's zero to hero type approach. And the case study is where that customer avatar, that client avatar, that customer profile comes into play, because you get to talk about that character. You get to really vicariously talk to your leads in a very meaningful way through someone else's story, okay? And then they would go through an application if they were interested. The case study would have a call to action on there to apply for a coaching interview. And then the green arrow in this sequence represents the yes path. The red arrow represents the no path. And so if they didn't fill out the application all the way, or if they didn't qualify, or whatever the criteria was, they would go into a follow-up email sequence. And maybe there I would try to convert them into a lower ticket customer, or they would circle back around into the application because maybe they decided they want to go through it again. Anyway, the follow-up email sequence kept them in the sequence as long as it took to convert them into customers. And then again, the yes path is the green arrow, taking them to the order form and follow-up emails if necessary, and eventually the thank you page. And once they travel all the way through this, that means I've monetized my coaching, I've monetized my product, and I've given and I've gotten what I need, and I've gotten closer to where I want to go. And so there are various things when it comes to building trust that you can do. Building trust is very, 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 very important. It has to happen before you can convert sales. And so other ways that people, I mentioned to you email. Email is a massive place to build trust. And also your content marketing or blogs is a massive return on effort, ROE, okay? When you create a blog, something magical happens on the internet. I don't know why. I do know why, but it's just, there's something interesting when you are passionate about a topic and you come out and you divulge information. This is a post that I wrote recently at groovymarketing.biz at my blog. It was 19 exclusive lessons from sending 2 million emails and rock climbing with Navy SEALs. So crazy headline. I caught them there. I catch my readers with that. And the email was literally this helpful, unbelievable book of lessons, basically, that I've learned in my tenure as a digital marketer, as an internet marketer, sending over 2 million emails. There's some things that I can, going back to the key points, I'm able to shorten the learning cycle here that my audience is going through. Okay, I'm shortening the learning cycle. And so when I shorten the learning cycle for them with my content marketing, with my blog, they trust me more. Okay, so start a blog. Okay, key takeaway is start a blog. If you don't know what you're writing about, that's okay. Set it up. I use squarespace.com as my blog for groovymarketing.biz. And that's a huge way for you, and just start writing. You don't have to be Mark Twain. You don't have to be Shakespeare. As a matter of fact, I've got a blog that talks about copywriting, and it would be super helpful for you. You really need to, when you write copy, and this is kind of a sneak peek into one of my coaching programs, is you have to talk to the inner fourth grader. There is a fundamental reason why people fall asleep in college classes. There's a fundamental reason why when you try to read a thick book, it makes you want to run the other way. And it's because in the internet age now, especially, humans are conditioned not to tune in. And so you have to keep your writing at a very, very, very elementary level, something very easy to consume, very easy to read, and they'll stick around and they'll listen, okay? So that's a huge deal, because if you use big words and complicated sentence structure, you won't get very far building trust. You'll simply have people that hit the eject button and they'll leave. And in the internet age, it's very easy to abort mission. It's very easy to just go. At any given time, and probably you watching this, you probably have multiple tabs open, or possibly have multiple tabs open in your browser, and I could lose you at any second. And so that's just an illustration to show you that when you're writing, make sure you write with an inner fourth grader in mind, the child. Speak to the child. It's a big deal, okay? I'm going to go back to sharing here because I want to get a little bit deeper. So I asked this earlier. What is it that you want? Why are you on this training? Why did you show up at, after hours here? It's dark outside. For all I know, there's somebody watching me in my backyard. That's spooky, I know. But do you want to be free? Okay. Like, what is it that you want? I'm assuming you want to be free from something. I'm assuming you're trying to position yourself for something else that you don't have now. And I want to know what those are. Are the things that you want to do but don't have the income for it, right? What are those things? For me, that was buying a house and living the quote unquote American dream. Okay. It allowed, whenever I got my mindset around what I truly wanted, when my wife and I got on the same page, it was amazing what happened. Because when you set a goal, and here's a good one. The metric that you measure is the metric and the number that will grow. Okay? Let me say that again. The thing that you measure is the thing that will grow. So if you want to build an email list, then you need to set goals and daily measure your email list growth. If you want to increase website traffic, you have to have that number in front of you every single day. If you want to make more money, you need to say, I want $40,000. I want $5,000. I want $2,000. I want $100,000. Whatever that is, set a goal, but don't be unreasonable. Don't just say, I want $1 million. I want $40 million. Back out of the economics. What is it that you need and you want? Okay, you want to go on a European river cruise. Great. Let's price that out. Okay, that can be anywhere between $12,000 and, $18,000. Okay, check. $18,000. We want that. Okay, there's another. We want a new vehicle. Okay, that's another X amount of dollars. We want private school tuition for our 2 kids. Okay, there's some more money. So add things up that are tangible. Put some steps, put some handlebars on your goal setting, because at the end of the day, if you don't get really clear on what you want, you can start any kind of online business you want and it's not going to work because you don't have a pathway. You got to have a pathway to make something work. And if you want freedom, you've got to express to yourself what freedom really is. And I've talked to over 400 small business owners and entrepreneurs. And what they always say is, I want more money and I want more freedom. At the end of the day, whether you are an entrepreneur or you have a job and you're in a cubicle right now and you want more, and the thing that will help you get more is more income. So you have two choices. You can go at it alone, okay? You can try this alone and take on the silo approach, right? You can be the Tom Hanks movie with Wilson the volleyball and just try to survive and start talking and get in your head, I've been there, I've done that, and it's not how I it's not how I created enough money to get a down payment on a house. The way I did it was I got coaching at the next level. And so you could connect yourself to strategies, coaching, and tools to remove luck from the equation, because you don't have a business until you know exactly how much it costs to buy a lead. And you don't have a business until you know exactly how much it costs to buy a customer. And guys, you can buy a customer. You can. You just have to know how to set up your funnel the way in which it's trackable and it's attractive and you can deliver the happiness effectively, okay? So you can try business alone, or you can lock arms with a strategy and coaching that works. So go try to be a pioneer, or go on an expedition with a guide. And I want to be a guide for you, okay? I've got a special offer for you today that I want you to look at. It's called Sales Funnel Madness, and it's a course that I've created that's reflective of everything I've learned when I created $45,000 in 40 days. It's an 8-module course. It's convenient study at home format. It's a clear road to an online business. I'm including 2 30-minute coaching calls, you and me one-on-one, a private Facebook group, and this thing's going to give you the freedom to invest your time and money into things that you love. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking this is going to cost a bunch of money. Well, it should, because here are just the 8 modules, right? Just hang in there, because we're going to do Q&A in a minute. I want you to put your questions down. I want you to hang on to those questions. But there are 8 lessons, and this is the simple way I've put it all together to where your funnel will be built when you go through these 8 lessons. This is going to deliver to you the business that's going to deliver freedom to you. It's going to give you that side income that you want, or it could be a full-time income that you want. Depends on what your goals are. You've got to set those goals. I'm going to teach you how to create irresistible lead magnets. I'm going to show you how to capture leads. I'm going to show you how to build trust. I'm going to show you how to convert sales, add value. I'm going to show you 7 things that will make you more successful at converting sales, email marketing, how to write copy. And this is called Sales Funnel Madness. And typically, the way I made that money to get my down payment for my house, typically this is almost a $3,000 course, okay? I charged $3,000 to $2,997 to be exact, to several entrepreneurs this spring that got me the money necessary for my family and I to get the house and get the school district for my 3 daughters that we wanted so we can plant roots. But not today. I'm not going to sell this for $3,000 today. I've put this in such a good format. It's so airtight. And I want to spend time with you on the phone to help you that I'm going to give you some bonuses. There's also going to be involved in Sales Funnel Madness. What you're also going to get, you're going to get free bonuses. I'm so excited about this. It's called Traffic Madness. This is an in-depth training on how to get more eyeballs on your website and your offer. This is a $500 course that I've sold in the past. I go deep dive into the matrix of website traffic, and I'm going to make sure that you have tons of what you need to make sure that you never have to worry if people are clicking on your website ever again. It's huge. And I'm giving you this for free if you jump into Sales Funnel Madness today at the special price that I'm about to show you. But also, For everyone who purchases Sales Funnel Madness before the end of this call, you can go to salesfunnelmadness.com right now. And if you purchase, I'm going to give you this fast action bonus. It's called the Email Marketing Roadmap, and I walk you through what it takes to have a successful email marketing campaign set up for your business so that you can drive revenue and get to freedom, so that you can have the house, you can have more vacations, so you can have the things for your kids that you want, so you can eat out guilt-free, whatever that is. This fast action bonus is for action takers. And the people who succeed, like I said, I've been with over 400 small business owners. And the ones that succeed are the ones who simply pick up the strategy and they go to implementation. They take action. And if you are ready to make massive action today, I'm going to reward that, because when you take action, you get rewarded. And so I've got over $567 of bonuses, but I'm only allowing 8 people to participate in this. And I'm opening this course up for enrollment now, and I will start this course next week. And for those of you who jump in now and become one of the 8, I will email you personally, and you will get an email from me, and we will enroll you and start your course next week and get things rolling. So you've got an entire sales funnel bundle, total value of $3,564 that you're going to get, not for $2,997, okay? Not for $1,500, but for today. And if you go now, you have to go now to salesfunnelmadness.com to get you get it for $197 today, plus another payment in 30 days. So it's 2 payments of $197. You guys, you cannot beat this. I have put weeks of my life into Sales Funnel Madness. I've taken what I learned from creating $45,000 in 40 days, and I have injected it into this course. And then you're going to get me, and you're going to get me in a private Facebook group with other course members. You're going to be able to raise your hand whenever you want, and you're going to be able to ask me questions. We're going to have dialogue, and we're going to build your business together. You're not going to be on an island talking to a volleyball wishing things would work, okay? Today and today only, you can get Sales Funnel Madness, 2 payments of $197. Now, is it worth it to you? Let me ask you this. Is it worth it to you to create $45,000 to pay 2 payments of $197? Would you say that's a good ROI? I think you would. I think you're saying yes. But you might be like, okay, maybe Josh isn't legit. Let me show you a couple of folks, okay, what others are saying. This is Justin Trapp. He says, as an entrepreneur, there is so much to learn and know. Josh helped me connect everything together, which transformed my business. My revenues have exponentially grown since coaching with Josh. If you're on the fence, do your business a favor and start working with Josh as soon as possible. Now, let me tell you about Justin. Justin runs a multiple 6-figure business a year. He's a very successful online entrepreneur, and he and I have had a coaching relationship over the last year, and he's blasting it out of the park. And the guy is killing it, and he has a business to church leaders, and what he does is he sells done-for-you downloadable graphics so that they can swipe and deploy those in their churches for announcements and sermon series and various activities around the church. Justin is an example of what happens when you go through Sales Funnel Madness with me. And it's an amazing, amazing opportunity that I'm giving you today, because I want you to have what I have, and I want you to have the knowledge that's up here to be able to navigate the waters of an online business. This is Sam Hill. He's $1 million earner. He's a top earner at Strategic Marketing. He says, there are few people I would trust more than Josh Rhodes as an online marketer. He knows what works, what doesn't, and he makes sure there's massive return on your effort. I trust him with my business. Now, again, I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm showing you this to help build trust, because I want you to be my customer, guys. I want you to pay me. I want you to pay me. I'm not lying. I'm not trying to be skeezy. I want to be completely honest with you, because when you pay me, you get my best stuff as an online marketer. and I will deliver happiness to you. I will give you the business that you want with my system. If you go through my course and you take advantage of all of the nuggets that I give you and you apply what I tell you to apply with Sales Funnel Madness, you will see the greener pasture happen with your desires. That freedom, that side income, that extra revenue, whatever that is. Maybe you're wanting to just hit the eject button on your job right now and you want to go do your own thing. You can do that, okay? You have to set goals, but you can do that. And Sales Funnel Madness is all about helping you get to where you want to be, okay? So last, just to nail this home, founder of gridiron.com, Matt Adair, great friend of mine now. The online business world can be a maze. Josh and his coaching products provide a beacon so entrepreneurs like me don't waste time and don't make time and money wasting mistakes. That's a typo. But what he's saying is he don't want to waste time. Do you want to waste time? Absolutely not. And with 2 payments today of $197, I can fast forward your learning curve. I can make sure that you don't step into the pitfalls that most entrepreneurs make. And if you're really uneasy about it, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. There's absolutely no risk. This is a high-performing offer with zero risk, because I stand behind what I've created. And if you buy Sales Funnel Madness and you go through everything and you're like, dude, Josh, you're crazy. You are a slime ball and you sold me up the river, then I will give you all your money back. Okay. I'm looking you in the eye. I'll give you all your money back. If you don't take, if you don't get results inside 30 days, if you don't see that traction, if you think I'm a slime ball after you spend $197 with me, then I'll give you your money back, okay? So do you want private coaching? Do you want to be in a private Facebook group? Do you want to build your business that's going to deliver you your dreams? Do you want that? If you do, go to salesmadness.com right now and make your purchase, because when the Q&A time is over, we are done. And that fast action bonus of the email marketing roadmap goes away. Okay. And I'm only allowing 8 people to jump in. Only 8 people. Salesfunnelmadness.com. Go there now so that you can make sure you take advantage of this, because it's got a 30-day money back guarantee and you're going to love what we do. Okay. I'm going to transition to some questions and I'm going to see if I can find your questions depending on where you may have posted them. So we're going to pause for just a second. I'm going to take a swig of my Coke Zero here. I'm a Coke Zero-aholic, and I'm going to find your questions. So if you're on the Google Hangout, you can type them in, or if you're on the event page that I sent in my confirmation emails, you can put questions there too, okay? Okay. You can post your questions and leave them in the comments section. One question I get a lot is, hey Josh, how do I know if my idea is good or not? And that's a huge question, because as a marketer, we live and die by testing. But there's a lot of things you can do. One thing you can do is to research online. And I'm going to try to show you a quick trick here in my browser. You can go to Amazon.com. I'm going to pull it up. I'll share it with you here momentarily. Go back to the Hangout. I'll hit the screen share, and then we'll do this together. Stand by. I'm going to share another screen with you as soon as I get it up here. Okay, here we go. Amazon. One thing that Amazon is notorious for is that all of their traffic is buyer traffic, right? And so the people who come here are people who are looking to buy. So it's always good to come and research your ideas on Amazon. And one way you can do that is by simply typing it in. And depending on what you do, let's just go back to guitar lessons, for example. Let's just hit enter and we'll see what happens. Okay. Now, what you'll find here is anytime let's just choose for now books. Books are great authority pieces that will give you good guidance on people, because if people are reading books, they're committed. Anytime you see more than 200 reviews on an Amazon top 5, you know you've got a good idea. Okay. This is just one little interesting hack that you can do. And also another thing that you need to pay attention to is when you go to Amazon and you look at the top, let's see, when you look at the most relevant searches, you can also find your copy here. The top searches that come up in Amazon, they've nailed their copy. And so the headlines, if you're looking for language and verbs and words and all that good stuff, this is where to go when it comes to validating your idea. Amazon, if you see stuff selling on Amazon, you know you're in the right place. Another question that we have here is, hey Josh, how do I become a better copywriter? One tool that I use is called Hemingway Editor. You can go to hemingwayapp.com. Let me make sure this is sharing appropriate. Yeah. This is literally an app, and I spoke earlier in the training about speaking to the inner fourth grader. And so when you type in this editor, I'm going to type a letter to you now. I wish that you were here because it's so fun. When are you coming to town? And you can type, and the more you type, it'll grade you in readability, and you can literally type something that is geared towards that inner fourth grader, and you can make sure that it also does all your word processing too, because if I start doing this stuff, you can see the grades going up. The more the worse I get at typing, the worse my grade gets over on the side. And if you scroll down a little bit, it gives you tips. So it's like an adverb. Adverbs aren't good if you use too many of them. It gets a little wanky and your language goes downhill. So that's good. That's a great question. So let me see if I can find some more. Again, Sales Funnel Madness, the first 8 people that jump in, salesfunnelmadness.com. They're the ones who are going to enroll at the special price of $197, two payments of $197 for Sales Funnel Madness today. So I hope that was helpful. I hope this training has done what you wanted it to do, what you needed it to do. I'm going to check our enrollment, and if you have purchased and jumped into Sales Funnel Madness, I'm going to follow up with you privately, and we'll make sure that you have everything you need to pursue your dreams with side income through an online business. Okay, so I hope you have a blessed evening, day, whatever time it is, wherever you are, and I hope that my training today was helpful for you. At the very least, I hope you're able to take one thing away and apply it to make sure you reach your online business side income goals. Okay, thank you so much. groovymarketing.biz. Anytime, join me there for my blog, and would love to hear from you. Okay, thanks.